We continue our knowledge sharing mission through a series of interviews with marketing leaders all over the world. And today, in the final episode of our Women's Month series, we're excited to have Sophie with us.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the CMO Chats. My name is Sophie Pietremont, and I'm the Regional Marketing Director, Southern Europe at Zendesk.
Hi, Sophie. Happy Women's Month.
Thanks. Happy Women's Month as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I've been looking forward to this conversation and very excited to hear all about your journey as a female marketing leader in the B2B space. Sophie, to kick things off, could you tell us a little more about yourself and what you do at Zendesk?
Yes, indeed. Thanks a lot, Nikki, for this opportunity, especially at the, Women's Month. So I lead marketing at Zendesk. And really, my role is to show how great customer service is a growth engine, but more importantly, to ensure that as we innovate with AI, AI is all around customer experience. We need to remain focused on the humans behind the tickets, both the customers and the agents as well. And that, as I told you a bit earlier on as well, I'm dealing with all the sunny places as well. I'm leading the Spain, France, Italy, Portugal, and also the Mediterranean countries. And here, my mission is really to make sure that we've got the right level of pipeline creation as well, so that the sales and go-to-market teams are really set up for success, But on the other hand, every country is really different. And we need also to take into account the specificity, the local nuances, and also work on the brand visibility, brand awareness in each different countries as well. So that's what I do at Zendesk. Keeps me busy, in fact.
Yeah, that's quite a scope. It really shows how dynamic a marketing role is. But yeah, let's take a quick step back, Sophie. How did you get into marketing and what did the journey to where you are today look like?
Yeah, it's been a journey of finding my voice, at marketing. I moved from various roles. Something that I knew is I wanted to really work for international companies because I finished my studies in the UK. And then I wanted really to use that skills, and that language as well skills into my future jobs. The various role that I had was really different type of role where I learned that marketing is about more than just a campaign. It's also about culture making. For example, also, I've done like product marketing job role, I've done channel marketing, field marketing, and then I became a leader. And something that I love at Zendesk as well is I've learned that leadership is not about being the self-made woman, but also about building a network of champions who really advocate for each other's potential. And that is really important because we all work with humans and every humans have got their special needs and specialties as well. And it's really important to take that into account.
Oh, very interesting. You have kind of touched on this, but Sophie, since it's Women's Month, I want you to bring that into the conversation. Was there a moment in your career when, mentorship, support, or representation really made a difference for you?
Yes, indeed. And especially in the tech companies, women helps each other, and it's really important because from, when I started as well about 20 years ago, was really a male environment. It's getting better year over years, but early in my career, I was really fortunate to find another female leader this time that pulled me aside and recognized my value when I was still doubting it, and it was at Microsoft, and we talked about how important it is to be seen as well. And I was a bit not sure really how to highlight my skills. And she really pushed me to be part of a more strategic project. And I remember also watching her, assert themselves in a room full of men, because she was leading the way. And it was one of my best mentors that I had. And also something that was really good for me is that representation didn't just give me a roadmap, it gave me the permission to be myself. And that's how, as well, thanks to her, I became to also showcase my leadership skills.
Yeah, the power of mentorship. You know what, Sophie,
Yeah.
we've also seen that in the roundtables that we host at the Ortus Club because, we work with a lot of B2B tech companies, and the participation, the attendance of women actually is improving. I've actually seen one roundtable just last quarter. It was, I think, in April, somewhere in April, and it was all women. And it was amazing to see that. All women marketing leaders all in one table, discussing, sharing insights.
Yes, exactly. And women, it's really important. And yes, we are moving away from the always on bulletproof leader. Today, really leadership is about empathy, is really about flexibility. And I know, sometimes also during, events, I make sure that we've got women who can also showcase their skills, their knowledge on stage, and it's really important to have that. So leadership expectation has really evolved, and I've realized as well that acknowledging that it's okay not to feel okay today build really more trust than a facade of perfection. So women are really leading the way in showing that vulnerability can be a bridge as well to team resilience. And also I really encourage women to speak, to speak at events, to really showcase their skills, and because they have a lot to share, and it's really important to have a voice, especially in the tech companies, but I'm sure, everywhere as well. It's really important. And we need to make sure that women have got a seat at the table.
To 100% agree. But shifting gears a little, Sophie, what is your main marketing focus at the moment, and what is driving that priority?
My focus, that AI, as part of Zendesk, this is a sales customer experience platform. We call it a resolution platform. And in this market, AI, agentic AI, has really disrupted it. And we haven't seen that since 50 years. So we have to make sure that my focus today is really intelligent sales with a human heart, because we have to understand as well that marketing AI is not just for efficiency, but it's also a tool to reduce the high risk of burnout as well, especially when you have agents, working a lot to satisfy the customers, Today, we have that possibility to use the technology innovation, such as AI, to really handle the routine. And then it's going also to be a tool that will empower women also in customer service to rise into higher value leadership roles. They will, the AI, agentic AI, will take care of the day-to-day routines, and then the woman will have more time to showcase their value. And that's how we help also our customers and our own industry to grow.
That makes so much sense given AI and where the market is right now. And with that in mind, what would you say is the biggest challenge marketers are facing today?
So, especially because this is the Women's Month, I was thinking that as a leader, we see that women are often doing twice the DEI and well-being work of their counterparts, while also delivering on high performance metrics. The challenge here is protecting our team's mental health while the pace of AI transformation accelerates. And that is really important. And we need to be careful at the burnout gap. Okay. And that's one of the biggest challenge today that I've got to face as a leader at Zendesk.
Thanks for bringing that up, Sophie. I think that would resonate so much with a lot of our listeners. But on the flip side, what do you think is the biggest opportunity now for marketing directors or CMOs today that wasn't as accessible before? I know you kind of talked about AI, but yeah.
Yes, indeed. AI, it's a really good opportunity to showcase the creativity, innovation that each team members can highlight. But also, I think it's a really good opportunity to make sure that our team is seen as a mosaic humans of team. I don't know if it's clear, but today we've got people of different backgrounds, languages, experiences, and the fact that we are talking about innovation, we are using innovation every day to improve our day-to-day routines that give us more, I would say, more times to take into account those kind of backgrounds, language, and experiences. And I think it's really important as a marketing leader to take into account that diversity and inclusion, and to have a better, I would say, a better inclusive team as well. And I think the technology can help us to do that. And it's really important. So for instance, in my team, I've got people, Spanish, Italian, and then I can talk to them in their own language as well sometimes. And it's really important to take that into account.
Very interesting. Thanks for that, Sophie. Now, looking back over the past year, is there a particular event or engagement that really stood out to you?
Yeah, in terms of women leadership, I'm quite proud of our women in leadership content and events, because what happens, most of the time I've seen that every year we have what we call a 6 Trends report, where we showcases all the best practices from every different companies amongst our ecosystem that are doing good things about sex, or that are highlighting sex as a growth engine for their companies. And based on this report, we also ask questions about diversity, about gender, and things like that. And it's we find out that most of the time, 70% of the sex job role are held by women, but when it comes to leaders, then it drops up to 30%. So today, what to fill in that gap, I've launched what we call a women leadership, sex women leadership in France community, so that every woman could be, could talk to each other, could use their networking to facilitate this conversation about leadership, and to give them some tools, some content on how to use AI, how to use Zendesk as well, to become a better leader tomorrow. So that's something that I'm quite proud of, is gathering those women leaders in the sex environment to make sure that they've got the right support that they need. And that it's also how I see Zendesk becoming a trusted partner in our customer career journeys as well. So I'm quite proud about that.
Wow, yeah, that's very inspiring. Thanks for sharing that, Sophie. I think at this point, let's make it a bit more reflective. How would you describe the role of marketing leader in one word, and why?
Yeah, that's a good question, So I would say in one word, antidote, because I think a CMO should be the antidote to frictions, to burnout, both for the customer experiences the brand, and for the employees building it as well. So antidote is my word.
Brilliant. Thank you. I think it's so intentional, like with your examples, with your previous answers, like there's always, avoiding burnout, taking care of your team members, their mental health, and all that. Really, really appreciate that, Sophie. Thank you for sharing. And now, for those earlier in their careers, especially young women, what advice would you give to someone looking to build a long-term path or career in marketing?
Something that I can tell them is, you don't have to do it alone. You are not alone. You need to find your peer circles. You need to join your employee resource groups, like you might have within your company. And remember also that your soft skills are your most powerful leadership assets, empathy, collaboration. So that is really important. You don't have to do it alone. That's something that I would tell as an advice to younger women.
So powerful. Thanks, Sophie. We're all taking notes. And now we're down to our last two questions. Sophie, in one sentence, what does Women's Month mean to you personally as a leader?
As a leader, Women's Month is really important because it's a time to celebrate our collective achievement, while we are actively fixing the broken rungs for the next regeneration of women, and within the sex environment and the marketing environment and within the tech companies, but I'm sure tech industry, but I'm sure there are other challenges as well and collective achievement in other industry. But it's really time to celebrate, take a breath to celebrate our collective achievements.
Perfect. And just to close us out, if you could ask fellow marketing leaders one question, what would it be?
So something that I would ask is, how are you redesigning your team cultures to ensure the right balance between work and personal life, to make sure that the perks are also part of the essential components of their high performance strategy, and that is really important. I would ask them that question.